stable, low temperatures promise wines of sophisticated elegance and are a fitting tribute to Vergelegen's individuality and refinement. And refined and elegant they are. Amongst many other awards, Vergelegen has received the coveted and prestigious Pichon Longueville Comtesse de la Lande trophy in 2001 and 2003 for the best Bordeaux blend at the International Wine and Spirit Competition.
At Vergelegen, we are very close to the ocean. We can see it, hear it, sometimes smell it. And that coupled to our terroir makes for very special wines.
The vision for Vergelegen extends beyond its wines. An essential element of this vision is to restore the estate to its original and natural magnificence. At present, there are approximately 120 hectares under vine, 100 hectares under various fruits, and yet Vergelegen is some 3,000 hectares in extent. The Western Cape is regarded as the smallest and yet richest of the 6 floral kingdoms in the world. Vergelegen has created an environmental trust, not as a cosmetic, but a real and practical foundation. Alien vegetation uses up to 800 times more water than the fynbos or naturally occurring plant life. Water that can otherwise be used by Vergelegen, neighboring farms and communities.
What we're trying to achieve here is to rehabilitate 2,000 hectares of land that is now covered by alien vegetation. The idea is to rehabilitate it, bring back the indigenous vegetation. And also we are setting up a Centre of Learning Excellence where we'll be bringing in undergrads and postgraduate students from all the learning institutions within this area and also from the schools. It's going to be an excellent project and we'll be able to get a great deal of work done which will help all the farms within this area and beyond.
The fact that considerable and early success is being achieved is shown by the return of indigenous wildlife, from leopard to fish eagles, sunbirds and buck. This success is also reflected in the fact that Vergelegen has been recognized at an award ceremony as South Africa's first Biodiversity and Wine Initiative champion. In keeping with the desire to share the vision of its world-class wines, natural environment and heritage, the interiors of the homestead have been extensively remodeled to provide a layered history of Vergelegen, making the estate a leading conserver of Cape cultural heritage. Since the opening of the new cellar, many people have visited Vergelegen, some of them very prominent and public figures. But whoever they have all shared in the 3 cornerstones which have created this flagship estate: the wine and its people, the cultural heritage, and the natural environment.
Vergelegen's in a unique position of being able to drive one of the most historic properties into the future, in a position where we believe we'll be able to compete with the very best wines in the world and at the same time paying cognizance to both our culture and the society in which we operate. I think you'll find here an absolute integrated approach between winery, people, our culture and our environment.
But is the vision complete? One could be forgiven for thinking so, as Vergelegen is without doubt deserving of the accolade of being South Africa's premier estate. To achieve Van der Stel's dream of creating one of the great estates of the world, Vergelegen has been striving to produce a wine that would compete on an equal footing with the most prestigious wines in the world. This is achieved by maximizing the synergy between the vineyard and winery. The result is the creation of the Vergelegen V, its image reflecting the symbolism of the past 300 years. The octagon is a legacy from the octagonal wall set out by Van der Stel and surrounds the bird's eye view of the cellar, which in turn rests comfortably in the arms of the V. As Vergelegen strives to meet these new horizons, it does so not so much for itself, but in recognizing the need for South Africa to be acknowledged as a producer of great wines of the world.
Hi, my name is Dieter, and there's no question that Montague is the ideal place for a rally such as the one you're planning, and I'm going to show you why. This is a stunning part of the world, just on the edge of the Klein Karoo and on the famous Route 62. As you drive down Long Street, you realize that you're driving through a street of national monuments. Montague recently voted South Africa's favourite village, and it certainly lives up to this award. Small blocks of vineyards alongside charming old houses and really friendly people. Apart from being only 2 hours drive from Cape Town, Montague boasts of so many things to do. Of course, the village is renowned for its hot water springs, great for kids and mums, and if it's culture you are after, there's a lovely old museum in the old church, and the artist amongst you will have heard of Francois Krieger, who made his home in Montague. Surrounded by such steep mountains and cliffs, this is a well-known spot for hiking and rock climbing, and if you want to get to the top of the mountains, take the tractor ride up the Langeberg and see the views for yourself. Magic. Being so popular, Montague has a host of places to stay, with 2 hotels, one at the Springs and one in town, as well as a host of guest houses and bed and breakfasts, and all are very comfortable and most affordable. But for those Harley enthusiasts, it is the trips that you can make out of town that are really spectacular. There are many day trips for bikers, and if it's wine you like, then the Robertson Valley has some world-famous estates, places like Zandvliet with their horses, or Bon Courage with its restaurant under the tree. Route 62 is very popular with Harley owners. In fact, it is so famous that they're even making a movie about the route.
You thought we were on America's Route 66, didn't you? Well, we're not, because we're on South Africa's Route 62.
Often we take a run into the Klein Karoo, passing through Barrydale, just 40 minutes from Montague. Pop in and see Derek at the Country Pumpkin and say hello to his friendly python. With the sun shimmering on the open road, we often ride out to, believe it or not, Ronnie's sex shop and park off for a while in this risque pub. All good fun. In the evenings, there's plenty to do too. You could get into some drumming at Die Bos or pop into Preston's and meet the locals and try some of their Klein Karoo food. So you see, Montague has great places to stay, lots of things to see and do, good food, no question you should choose Montague.
It's pretty hot out there at the moment around me, ladies. If you're traveling between Albuquerque and Flagstaff, just watch out for the hot.
Blue sky, the road ahead, a Cadillac and a Harley. You thought we were on America's Route 66, didn't you? Well, we're not, because we're on South Africa's Route 62, the alternative route between Cape Town and Port Elizabeth. So come with us as we take you on a slow drive and introduce you to Route 62. This is no ordinary journey. This is a meander of discovery that takes in the best that South Africa has to offer. full of contrasts, different activities, and all sorts of people living and working along Route 62. They love tourists in this part of the world, and the excellent climate is ideal for the explorer, rock climber, adventure seeker, or just those in search of gentle, unrushed days, staying at superb accommodation and eating the best of South African cuisine. Route 62 is the alternative route from Cape Town to Port Elizabeth. Now we're impatient to get to the Robertson Valley, where our alternative journey begins. Before we imbibe the fruits of the grape, we arrive in Robertson itself, with its small galleries, wine boutiques, and many streets lined with jacaranda trees, in bloom in springtime. The Robertson Valley is part of the longest wine route in the world, so they say. And in this valley, we're going to visit 4 wine estates and meet the brains behind their excellent wines.
Wine, which is also very special and dear to me.
Now we're on the move again, out of the Robertson Valley and through the Langeberg Mountains via the unique Kochmans Kloof. Built by Thomas Bain in 1877, the road meanders through the sandstone crags, leading to a charming tunnel, on top of which rests a late 19th century English fort guarding the route. With dramatic rock faces left and right, you'll soon reach the celebrated Dorp, or village, of Montague. Good morning. Yes, Charlie.
Now what we've got is the beef coming out the oven. And what we've done is cut the beef open, rolled it open, stuffed with some chicken breast.
This is fantastic. And for 200 years, people have been coming to these warm, healing waters at Avalon Springs, just on the edge of Montague. It's the perfect place for the whole family. Let's explore further and head off into the Little or Klein Karoo. This is farming country with rolling hills and a straight road as far as the eye can see. In springtime, fruit orchards in full bloom, and in autumn, lovely shades of red and gold from the vines. One of the first stops to make just outside Montague, on the way towards Barrydale, is the Ritrefeer or Reed River Wine Co-op. They've recently had a complete makeover, and Chris de Bott, the winemaker, showed us their new tasting room, where we had to try the full range on offer. At Sanbona, the bush is being given back to Mother Nature on the 57,000 hectare game reserve. Small herds of buck roll across the open bush, whilst elephant, with their pocket-sized young, work their way down the river banks.